Hi, this is Trish from Bound Wow Know How. We're out with Max and Akira. I just wanted to talk about dogs and the learning process. So what I find is when I'm teaching dogs new behaviours or how to stop other impulsive behaviours, they for a time will start with this new behaviour, which is the CAM behaviour to replace the old bad behaviours, whether it's lunging, biting, aggression, any of those kinds of things. And they will police themselves initially. So they're trying hard not to do the behaviour, but it takes a while for it to become who they are. So be prepared for the training and the reinforcement of the training when you're out with your dog. So when a trainer maybe takes you through a session, that's all great. You manage to get that under your belt, your dog's behaving well. They'll then start to lapse back into previous behaviours unless you continue with the reinforcement of the training. Just like if you're on a diet, say you're on a diet and you're at Weight Watchers or the Old Scottish Slimmers or whatever. If you don't go every week, you start to lapse back into old behaviours. And while you're on your diet, all you're thinking about all the time is your food planner, your shopping. Get your shopping in, get your food planner out, write down what you're eating. Then you start looking at all the foods in the supermarket differently. You start to count calories, examine the packaging, and really in between times you're thinking about how you're going to make the food, what you're going to eat. And this is just the nature of dieting or changing eating habits. It takes a long time before you can safely maintain that on your own without having to second think. What would I do in my food planner? What does the instructions say? How many calories? If at all that actually happens. So if you can liken that process to your dog training, that'll help you understand your dog and their learning better. And it'll prevent frustration and expectations beyond what is actually reasonable. It's the same for giving up smoking for people. At first, they're thinking about avoiding situations where they'd normally have a cigarette. In the olden days, it used to be in the pub when you were having a drink. Stand at a bus stop, all these kind of things. So it takes a while before you can be around smokers, even a year or so, and not actually think about having a cigarette yourself. That habit has left you. You've been doing it so long, it's imprinted. That's when you know that that is who you are now. That is your behaviour. Same for the dogs. Same for the dogs. That'll just give you a bit more information and insight on the length of time it takes and the amount of work that's involved. Okay, that's all for just now. We're going to get on with our walk. Have a lovely day from us all. Bye.